Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. And welcome to Roundtable Talks, the show where we take a topic and we deep dive into it. Today I'm joined by my co-host as always, Mino.
Yeah, let me hear the applause. New year, new me. Same me actually, but we back, baby.
Oh man, what's up? What's up?
Man, I wanna do the cliche opening. I want to shout out to the Apple Podcast, all the audio only listeners. I want to shout out to the YouTube and the Twitch.
Mm,
Um, you know, hit that like button if you like what we're saying. Hit that subscribe and hit that noti bell, man. I hate the
mm.
word noti, but do it.
Hey, no, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Just say the whole word, man. God damn, it's not that much syllables.
It is.
Yeah, you're right.
Notification? Man,
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna say the vacation bell instead. I want to be different.
you wildin'. All right, man. Happy New Year, everybody. I know we're like 2 weeks in, but we took a break for the holidays, spent time with the family and things like that. And now
Of
we're
that
back.
nature.
Now we're back. Stop,
Yeah.
stop being a. You know you are. You're like a I don't know if there's anybody anime like this, but there's a hero in the show Heroes called Sylar, and he
Uh
steals everybody's um powers as
Yeah,
his.
yeah,
You just take everything in like a sponge and just poop. Now it's mine.
yeah. I can just keep watching everybody podcast.
Uh huh.
Whatever they do, I can just borrow it and just use it on my podcast.
Is that your plans for the new year?
Yeah, I want like I feel like for the new year, I want our podcast to be more hype. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah,
More
yeah.
jokes, more cringe, more
Uh,
off the wall
mm,
topics that
mm-hmm.
push the boundaries. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
we
of
haven't
course,
really
still
done
family
that.
friendly.
We don't really
Yeah,
talk about stuff. I don't know why.
yeah. I mean, part of it was we wanted to avoid like politics and religion and stuff like that because we didn't want to like. I work
Polarize.
at a real job. You work at a real job. We don't
Yeah.
want to like say anything that could get us fired if
Mm-hmm.
it ever came out.
Yeah.
So we kind of been playing it safe to some
Mm-hmm.
degree. I have at least. Surprisingly, especially since I've been saying some off the wall stuff already, but that's actually my safe version of me. So,
Um, there's one not superstition, but one thing that I actually believe in about New Year's that I heard a long time ago, and that's what you do at the beginning of the year is gonna set the pace for the rest of the year. So I try to like be positive as much as I can in the beginning of the year to continue that in my life throughout the year. And life don't really care about that. They just throw the monkey wrenches whenever they can. But
yeah.
um saying that to say that although we talked about not having a structure for today, I kind of have questions for today, just so you know.
But hey, so that's kind of how our dynamic is anyway. In how in this podcast, you're almost always going to be the one to do the research. You know, do the editing. You're pretty much if we were Abba and Preach, you're Abba. I'm Preach.
You just here chilling. But you good though. It's good. It's good times.
Yeah. As long as you don't mind, I'll
Nah,
keep
man,
it
we
up.
good. We good. Actually, I have a hard time deciding what I want to do, but let's talk a little bit, and then I want to bring some things to light about how we came here over the past year plus. So the first question or prompt is, what would you try in a new year if you know you couldn't fail?
Ooh,
You know,
man, I
I
would
still come in
try.
with these hard questions. You know me.
I would try, right?
Ah,
I would try investing all my money into something, and if I can't fail, man,
mm-mm.
you're going to be a millionaire.
That's true. That's true.
I don't
Um,
just because my goal in life, right, is
yeah.
one day be able to invest so much money I could just live off of the dividends.
Hmm.
So,
Did you watch the video I sent you about Warren Buffett and his dividends?
nah, I just assumed it would
Yeah.
be something like you have to be rich first in order for this to work, and I just like I don't want to watch this.
So I don't remember every single one, but his investment in Coca-Cola is gonna bring him $650,000 this year.
Golly.
Is it thousand or million? I think it's $1 million. That's a lot of
Jeez,
money. But he did buy
jeez.
it at $3.
Damn. Okay, I need to do penny stocks.
Basically, the thing is, he's like what in his 80s,
Yeah,
so he invested when he was like our age and just held on to it for like 60 years. So it is what it's supposed to be. But we don't have 60 years to wait.
yeah. I mean, the next thing is that just teaches you like it's not always a good idea to sell. Like people like buy and sell stocks, and sometimes it's better to just hold on to stocks instead of like selling them.
Yeah.
Even though I guess in the short term you make it some money,
Mm,
but in the long run you could make even more if you had held on to it,
yeah.
depending on the company.
True that. What would I try if I knew I couldn't fail? I don't know. I think I've tried the things I want to try so far, but a for sure thing would probably be to start like a multi-billion-dollar company of my own, but make it green and make it actually give jobs where the jobs are needed. So not like outsourcing the jobs to China or wherever.
I heard that if you want to have like a multi-billion business, you have to kind of be like Amazon and like don't care about your employees at all,
Mm,
and basically like try and pay them as little as possible and all that stuff.
yeah.
So I don't know if it's possible to like pay people an actual like good wage and still be like really profitable.
Hey, I can't fail. Remember.
True, 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 true.
Yeah, so
Cannot fail.
I gotta go for the gusto, man.
You know, if you literally cannot fail at something, I would be wilding.
Yeah. Like
I
there's
would,
nothing to hold you back. There's no goalposts. Like shit.
dude, I would jump out the planes with no parachute. I cannot fail. I gonna land. I gonna survive.
Yeah, you have to survive. That's crazy.
I'm like this
Um,
immortal. Just jumped out a plane.
what would you like to be your biggest triumph by the end of the year?
It sounds like a New Year's resolution, and I don't really do those. But my biggest triumph, you know what? I will be happy to own a home,
Mm-hmm.
live in that home, and be happy with my purchase.
Mm,
That would be a big triumph for me. And of course, maybe having a baby.
nice, nice. I think we're in the process of getting homes ourselves, so we almost there. I just wish I had bought a home earlier and suffered earlier and then be good now because now I'm making enough money now, but the homes have all gone up in price. So it's like basically a square one,
Hmm.
which sucks.
Well, the good news, well, I don't know if it's good news or not, but I think the biggest part about buying a home that costs the most money is just the upfront costs.
Yeah.
Like you got to put a percent down and a percent for closing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I feel like once that's taken care of, when you're paying it, at least for me, my if I buy a house right now,
Mm-hmm.
the mortgage is going to be less than the rent than if I was paying rent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So for me, like in the long run, it's going to be more beneficial. In the short run, it's going to kind of hurt my pockets. Not
Yeah.
even kind of, it's going to hurt my pockets.
And that house is gonna give you equity anyways. So as the market goes up, the house goes up. So that's money in your pocket for the most part.
Yeah. 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 One thing
Renting
I
is
learned
just
though,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Not you
Jinx.
first.
I was saying renting is just helping somebody else get equity, and buying a house is giving yourself that equity and your future generations if you wish to do that.
Right. I would say though, I forgot what I was going to say, but let me think for a second. No, it's gone. It's okay.
That's why I was wanting to go first, but I never had that problem.
Hey, this is a new year. This is a
Uh,
year of it's okay, man. ADHD, if I have it, because again, I'm still undiagnosed. Um, that's just a part of it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
Um,
that's another thing I want to do by the end of the year is I need to get a therapist.
mhm,
So my wife and I, we both want to get individual therapists because we both need one. You know, we want to. I mean, she keeps saying like she wants us to basically get rid of our past demons before we bring a new demon. I mean, a new child into the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I'm going to try and do that.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Oh, my biggest triumph for the end of the year. Hopefully, if this podcast could get to like monetization status on all platforms, then that'll be good for me. Because we've been putting work into this for a long time, actually.
So I'll say this: I know people in this realm. Remember, I sent you that thing about that guy in AMC, AMP,
Yeah,
and he was saying like basically he been streaming for free for like 5 years,
yeah,
and then everybody basically that I've heard, like even like Kevin on stage and stuff, they've been doing this stuff for like several years before they finally like blow up. So that's kind of like what I think is going to happen to us too. Like, I mean, of course, unless we like get something crazy happen,
yeah.
possibly something that makes me get fired from my job, um, then we'll blow up.
You gonna
But if
live
we,
stream your baby's birth?
no, I would never do that. I would never do that. Nobody is seeing my goods,
Oh
even if it
gosh.
is busted wide open.
Uh,
Um, but I also probably I would never show my baby on stream or anything either
mm,
because I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable with that. But
that's fine.
yeah, like all these people take so long, so I feel like for us it might take the same amount of time, like 5 years or so.
Suzenko says we gotta wait for the algorithm to choose us, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it would help if we're two white males with really handsome looking faces, but sadly we're just two black males with handsome faces.
That's funny. No, because we started this idea actually in 2019 before everybody like became a streamer. We were like, let's try and do something together, talk to each other on stream. So for the audio listeners, you're gonna have to go back to YouTube and look at this. But I actually have our slash my first rendition of what we were supposed to look like. So I'm gonna transition to
Ooh,
that right now.
I'm
And then
excited. I don't even
boom.
remember.
Yeah, I know you don't. So that's what we were supposed to look like. It was just a brick and mortar, put it together, guess on the screen kind of thing. You remember
I
this?
like this
Yeah,
a lot.
I like, hmm,
Can we go with this in 2022?
we can. We could just like revamp everything to what it is now. But it looks really good. I seen them side by side and like I like both, but I like this one a little bit more for some reason.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'll even use Chris and Curtis. I actually wait. Is your name actually Curtis or just Kurt?
just Kurt.
Okay. Why did we put Curtis then?
Cause it kind of rhymed.
Uh,
Yeah. So I guess for the new year we're gonna have a new look.
yeah,
Slash old look.
yeah. 2022 is a year of going back into the past and digging out the cool stuff and using it.
That sounds good, man. That sounds good. All right, I'll leave it up then. You got also try the Spotify route. Oh, so we're on all platforms that you can find podcasts. All Apple, Google, I don't know, Spotify, everything. We're just everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
So
we're pretty much just walking around with like seeds in our hands, sprinkling it on the ground
yeah,
randomly,
yeah.
seeing where it lands.
Some people say that that's spreading yourself too thin, but I think it's better to spread yourself thin in this day and age because there's so much saturation everywhere. May as well try everything that comes up. You never know what's gonna happen.
Right. Yeah.
So as you start this new year, bro, what's some advice you gonna give to yourself? You already talked about getting a therapist and getting your mental health in check, but what else would you say to yourself?
I mean, I would like to start working out again, but we all know that's not going to happen. I don't have time.
Yeah,
Between like work, I work like 10-hour days.
Mm-hmm.
and cleaning, and then trying to like plan dates, which we still don't end up going on.
Mm-hmm.
Is like I don't have time, dude.
Yeah.
So I would like to start working out again. Maybe I could just start doing some calisthenics, like maybe just like a 30-minute push up or something, do
Mm-hmm.
some push up sit ups. I don't know. Or just do stuff until I get tired and then stop instead of like trying to do a structured routine. Because
Mm-hmm.
normally I have to do a structured routine,
Yeah.
but for me, it takes like 2 hours for me to do a full routine
Mm.
because I want to do like 3 sets of everything. I want to target specific muscle groups. I want to do some cardio. Like I
Yeah.
want to do like the full thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I might just do like, you know what, today I'll just do some push-ups. Today I'll just do some sit-ups, like something like that.
I literally had that same idea come into this new year.
Okay. So what are you gonna do? What's your plan?
Push ups, sit ups, and go walking more. We kind of like diverging from the actual question, which is like advice you'd give yourself. Like, what
Oh,
would be tips?
advice.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did not hear that part.
yeah.
Okay. So Um advice I would give myself last year or like for this new
For
year?
this new year, to get yourself through it.
Hmm. Don't work too hard at work.
Mm,
Because at the end of the day, you're replaceable. You're just like a cog in the wheel. They don't actually care about you. So try to like prioritize your wife and like family,
mm-hmm,
and your own mental health. Because a lot of times what happens is I had to go through like these like waves. Like first I had to start off like strong. I had to just be like doing work like crazy, like working late hours,
mm-hmm,
like just working pretty much for free.
yeah,
And then and I get burnt out and I don't have to like call in sick basically for like a couple of days because I just don't feel like doing anything. Like I don't feel like even get out of bed.
yeah.
I just like burnt out. So I think I need to like stay like hold myself back from doing that basically.
That's some great advice, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel similar. Because I've gone up in position at work, so now it's like a bunch of pressure on me to get things done. So my advice would be to keep doing what I'm doing so far, in that I find three things to do each day, and if I do them good, if I don't, still good because I'm still getting stuff done.
Actually, I have a question to ask you based on something you told me at work, but I
Yeah.
don't know if it's something that you want to say on podcast. But remember, people that hadn't gotten some work done.
Mm, yeah.
Is that something I could ask you about? Like, what ended up happening? Did you scold them? Like, how did they
Oh,
react?
well, the thing that happened was that they decided to do something else, which I always advise them to do. Like, if it's something more pressing that you can do that instead. So they did do what I thought they didn't do. They just did it later than I expected it to be done because they were doing other things that were equally as pressing. The thing about work is that some things take priority because of who asked, and then some things take priority because of the situation. So if there's like a huge hole in the road, obviously you gotta deal with that right away because somebody could fall in, then the city gets sued. So that takes
Yeah.
precedence over somebody's complaining about the grass being too high in their backyard. Like, you know, in that case, I'll just take the burden and say, well, we had a real situation to deal with, and we're dealing with that, so it'll come on me.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
So here you go.
yeah,
I always like when you have people like you could trust. Like, like for instance, if like somebody does something and you're like, damn, they like messed up,
yeah.
and then you found they actually was doing something like actually in like the best interest of everybody. You're
Mm-hmm.
like, damn, I kind of feel bad that I was mad at them now because they were actually doing
Yeah,
good.
yeah. But
But
I wasn't mad. I was just concerned because
okay,
it'll come on me to have to do something if I get asked a question and I don't know the answer. Like I'll have
okay,
to like write up somebody, which I don't really want to do. 'Cause I know everybody has come to do their job and they do good work.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Um, any more advice I have for myself? I would say what you're doing is enough. Because there's oftentimes we feel like we're not doing enough when we're doing more than enough. So
yeah,
I'll just say that we're doing enough.
yeah. I like that advice, especially like I know with you, you have a lot of like work to do at work and then a lot of work to do at home.
Yeah.
And dude, I had to be concerned because I'd be like, man, this guy getting like 2 hours of sleep every night. Like, dude, I don't know how you doing it, man. Like, I'd have probably been in a car accident by now if I was you. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I can't sleep in the car. I mean, sometimes it's mostly 3 hours, but it's because of me. I learned because I'm trying to balance life as well. So after I go to work and I come home and I deal with things, I still want to do things that I want to do instead of going to sleep. But I guess I probably should go to sleep every now and then, just take a nap and then get back up to deal with stuff again. So I've been doing that, and it's been kind of helping with my how I feel overall.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
But you be concerning me too.
Me?
I just went to sleep at 9 a.m. What?
Yo, yeah, I'll admit, as I said, like with work, I work until like I feel like good. So the thing is, like sometimes I'm working on a project, right, and I feel like I need to get this done, because I feel like a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
in jobs they have like unrealistic deadlines. It's like, hey, get this done in a week,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like a month-long project, so there's no way to get it done in a week. So now I feel like I have to stay up and finish it,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's impossible. I mean, I get it done like sometime in the middle. Like instead of getting it done in a month, I might get it done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they wanted it in a week, kind of thing.
But are there things that they don't really care for that you can take your time on?
Nah. Well, one project was basically I was creating a database.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave me basically two surveys. One was paper and one was online. I had to merge those surveys together,
Mm.
but the formatting for all the variables were different. And also, like the survey was like A, B, C, D were the choices,
Yeah.
but they wanted it displayed as like if A is let's say it was the variable was education, right?
Yeah.
If A is high school, B is some college, C is grad school,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted it to display as the high school, some college, grad school. That's how they wanted it displayed. So I had
Yeah.
to transform all of those,
Mm.
plus get the formatting correct to merge with the other one. And then it was like 58 variables,
Yeah.
but some variables had subsets, so it actually turned to be 70 variables
Oof.
overall.
Mm.
So I had to do that 70 times 2, 140 variables. So yeah, it took a year and almost a year and 3 months or a year and 2 months to finish it. I thought I was when I first got the project, I thought I would be done in like 6 months,
Yeah.
and it took a year and 3 months instead.
Mm. So because they still give you other stuff to do on top of that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still had other projects to work on. I still had other deadlines to meet. People keep requesting information. Um, if something pop up, they're like, I wonder what's this. Fian, can you do this? I'm like, okay, sure. Like, I'm not going to ever, I never say no at work, which is something that I need to learn to do.
Yeah. Or ask for like a wait period, like give me a week or give me a couple days to get back to you or something like that.
I mean, I do that, but the problem is, I might say, "Hey, give me a week to do this," and then when the week is up and I still ain't done it, I'm like, "I told them a week, so let me just go ahead and do their thing now."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
But
crazy.
I think the next thing to do is actually tell them go through my supervisor,
Mm-hmm.
because some people come directly to me for help because they know I'm the guy who codes.
Yeah.
Well, me and the other guy, and I actually think he's a little bit better. But anyway, uh, I need to tell them to like go through my supervisor because they're supposed to go through her, and then she's supposed to come and like basically because she knows like what I'm working on and
Mm-hmm.
like my workload,
Yeah.
so she could like say like no or yes.
Well,
But
then
instead, I guess
we figured it out. We figured it out.
you think that's the solution?
Yeah, it will help you, I believe.
I'll try it. I mean, I should be doing it, so I will do it. But yeah,
Um, cool, cool, cool. What was your biggest personal change from January to December of last year?
me stop working out as much. Working from home has
Mm-hmm.
been crazy. My sleep schedule has been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I would say all negatives. Oh wait, is that true?
I don't think so.
Well, humans, we can't remember the positives as easy as the negatives.
Yeah,
So I'm having a hard time.
I
Yeah,
think
but I feel like at least coming to the end of the year has been all negatives.
yeah, I think you've worked on your communication skills a lot over the year. Uh,
True.
you set up ways to make yourself more productive. I know that as well, but I don't know.
True. So okay, two positives out of
Hey,
100. That's not bad.
yeah. For me, I think I'm a little bit more outspoken now because I have to be because of my job. So now I have to speak up, I have to make plans, I have to delegate. So yeah, I think it's working. It's helped on the podcast as well because now I'm more talkative than I was in the beginning. This is like
Yeah, and also, go ahead.
in Jacksonville times too. But go ahead.
Also, yeah, actually, this is a big difference from back when Jaxel was on the show.
Yeah,
Uh, I would say also too, like with me and you talking, whenever you tell me something, I'd be like, okay, give more detail,
yeah.
or like you would remember on your own, like, oh yeah, I should probably give more detail here.
Mm-hmm.
So I could tell that you like actually been working on it, like communicating more
Yep,
information.
I have to. What are those things behind you say? I feel like they're powerful, inspirational things.
One of them it says set goals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't see. I wait until it come up on YouTube.
Set goal, make plan, get to work, lean the other way now. Stick to it and then reach goal. Okay.
Yeah, this is like a New Year's resolution kind of vibe, or just in general. Like I was actually looking. I remember back in the day, I would listen to a podcast and they were talking about setting goals,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, It's good to set a yearly goal, but it's also good to set like a monthly, weekly, and daily goals,
Mm-hmm.
and like kind of had them all like related to each other. So it's
Yeah.
like you basically breaking down a big problem into like smaller and smaller chunks.
Yeah. That's
And I
good.
always was like, man, I want to do that, but then I never do it. So I never did it.
Well, let's try to then.
All right, we could do that next meeting we have for the podcast.
So, anything you want to ask me?
Um, yeah, how is the baby?
The baby's good. That's one good thing that happened to me last year. He's 8 months now. He's getting a personality together. He's standing up on his own. No, well, he's standing up with the help of stuff around him. He's walking with help. Yeah, that's about it.
Man, I love babies. You know that?
Yeah, watching him grow is
Like,
amazing, man.
yeah, I love watching babies struggle because not because like I'm like a friggin' like masochist or something, right?
Hmm.
It's because I feel like they learn it so fast.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're not only learning like mentally, but they're also learning like physically.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I just find it amazing to see.
I feel like he annoys me the way cats annoy me. Cause a cat would go to something, get scared by it, immediately go back to it like you didn't just get scared by it. So it's like, don't do that. So you watch, he's like, and you gonna do it again. Like, no.
Like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it.
And the crazy thing is, I saw a picture of the room after he's done with the room. He has so many toys, but he wants to touch and play with everything that's not a toy. So he goes past the toy towards danger. Like,
Yep.
I feel like these toys were a bad investment. We should just leave him just around the room and do whatever he wants to do.
Great. Just leave forks and spoons around and just let him play with those. Or
That's
just
crazy.
do you guys have those like little like rubber or like plastic things you stick into the outlet so they don't stick stuff into the outlet?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta remember that. You know, that's the next thing too about buying a house
Mm-hmm.
is you have to like think about stuff that you want in your house. Like, for instance, right? One thing that didn't cross my mind was when you buy a house, you have to buy drapes as soon as possible because people just see into your house.
Yeah.
You know, I paranoid. That's the first thing I like. They gonna be seeing into my. I don't have no drapes.
Yeah. That's crazy though. It's crazy.
You just use all your money to buy the house. So now how you gonna buy the damn drapes?
Yeah, that's crazy as well. I don't know, man. I feel like some people have it really hard where they have to struggle so bad that they can't buy anything for the house for like at least a month or two, even 3 months, because all the money's going into getting the mortgage paid, and you got to scrap together the rest to get everything else. Luckily for me, I found somebody at work who can help me furnish the house with free furniture that they're getting.
Nice.
Yeah, I just need to get
Well,
a storage unit.
I also heard that you don't have to pay your mortgage for like the first 2 months after you purchase the house or something like that.
I'm not sure about us, but I'll look into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, back to babies because I wasn't done with the baby talk.
Okay.
So my plan right now in terms of having children is we're gonna wait a little while,
Mhm.
and then like I don't know, maybe like 3 months from now,
Mhm.
maybe try, because the goal for me is to have two,
Mhm.
and then maybe a third surprise
Yeah.
or mistake or whatever you want to call it. I like to say surprise because it's more positive.
Yeah.
Uh, and then after that, I ain't getting no more surprises because I gonna take action. Yeah, I snip snip.
You want to do it together?
Hell yeah!
No, like in the same
Wait,
room?
I mean,
Because Rhett and Link did it in the same room.
God, why?
Because they're best friends.
Would they hold hands or something?
Yeah. I'll send you the video.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
I am not holding your hand though.
But yeah, I
I'll
want to
do
do
it.
that too eventually because I don't, how do I say this nicely? I'm like a USB with a virus. You put me in, the virus coming up. No, that don't sound good at all.
What? Okay, okay. End the
Wild,
stream.
wild, wild. Let me see. You see, this is
I think
why.
I think it's gonna be you who gonna be the one to look out for this year.
Shoot, that's funny. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Basically, I don't know what to say. I don't have.
I would say
Yeah.
you're like uh you're like a shotgun with fish in a barrel. You gonna hit something. Something coming out of there knocked up. I don't know. That's the best I could do.
Yeah, we should just not try to one up either. Yeah.
Anybody in chat or anywhere in the listening verse, if you have a better analogy here for somebody who, you know, chugs them out without even trying,
Yeah.
please let us give us some help.
Because right now I
Oh,
have three kids, so
yeah.
I wanted to have five, but like I was not taking it reasonable at all. I was not taking responsibility at all. I was just thinking about having like a big family and not thinking about the quote unquote burden that comes with it.
Same thing for me. Like anytime I think about babies,
Yeah.
like how much I love babies, I
Mm-hmm.
always thinking about them in the positives. I never think about any other responsibility, any other like the scares, like when they get sick,
Yeah.
the thought that they might die at any moment without
Mm-hmm.
me like being able to control that. Like that's so scary. I could imagine when I was a kid, I nearly died so many times.
Yeah.
Honestly, my mom must have been so scared, dude. Like I
Yeah.
remember one night I woke up, I couldn't breathe. Like
Mm-hmm.
all my like esophagus and stuff was closed up. And my mom was like scared. I mean, I couldn't remember because at the time, so I'll just say this too. Like I never been scared of dying my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to die,
Yeah.
like I really still want to be alive, but like I never been scared. Like when I'm in a moment where I'm possibly dying, I've never been like scared.
Mm-hmm.
So in that moment when my throat, I couldn't breathe and stuff, the only thing I'm thinking of is how do I solve this? Like that's usually my thought whenever
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
through a situation like that. Like how do
Mm-hmm.
I survive this, basically?
Yeah. I think I'm like I get that the jolt, like the first initial jolt, their body does automatically, but like mentally, I'm like, because I was drowning once, and I was like calling for help, 'cause that's what I need to do. But I look at the song, I was like, well, I guess this is my time to go, and then I just stopped fighting, and then my neighbor saved me. But like when I stopped, I started to float. I'm like, I could swim, and he saved me. I'm like, oh, I guess I won't try to swim again. I, I can't hear you.
Is that why you don't swim?
No, I don't
Okay.
swim because I don't like fish.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah, I was
We need to,
snorkeling one time, and officials like, "Yo, this is my zone." I was like, "Wait, what?"
yo,
Yeah, I ain't going back in there again.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I will admit though, so no, this is completely rabbit holing because this is just me talking about what you just said.
yeah.
I was watching a documentary once and they were talking about like people in lakes and stuff, and like this parasite would swim up your urethra.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, ever since then, I was like, I am never swimming in any water in America.
Oh
Like, I
my
don't
God.
care if it's clear looking. I'm not going in that water.
Well, I mean, it's not just America too. Remember when you go overseas, that's a broad term. But if you go like to the east, you can get all kind of tapeworms and all kind of stuff like that in their waters as well. So I
Yeah,
think it just depends on what's going on at the time.
I would suggest just if you're going to go swimming in waters, anybody who listening, do it in the Caribbean, especially if you go to St. Croix or St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands,
Yeah.
or St. John.
Mm-hmm.
Those waters are very clear, and you could go in. You won't get no tapeworms. You won't get anything. Any Caribbean island, pretty much, the waters are
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
Unless a cruise ship goes somewhere else, sucks up that water over there and dumps it off in the Caribbean, which they do. But
Damn, Suzenko.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right, bro.
you know,
But Suzenko was saying that if you go to Africa, you run the risk of river blindness.
I did read about that and I watched something about it too.
Israel?
Yeah.
Holy sh! Okay. Well, I guess I don't want to go to Africa anymore.
They just don't swim.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could just do that instead.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. It's transmitted through repeated bites by black flies of the genus Similium. The disease is called river blindness because the black fly that transmits the infection lives and breeds near fast flowing streams and rivers, mostly near remote rural villages.
Oh, so you don't even have to swim. You just have
Yeah.
to be near the river.
Mm-hmm. That's wild, man.
Yeah, that is. And as you know, like as humans, we normally set up our like living establishments near water.
Yeah.
So,
It can't be cured.
oof.
Damn. But you
I'm
can't take.
surprised.
Go
Is it
ahead.
like a venom or is it like a virus or something?
Well, it says bites. So, like, the fly is, like, biting your eyes.
Golly. Okay, let's positive for 2022, man. I don't want to
We
talk.
just
This
rabbit
is.
holing, man. Oh, man.
I don't want to talk about this. This is crazy.
Let's see. Do you know what's the single best thing that happened in the past year?
The single best thing. You and me actually doing this podcast and actually like being serious about it. Like I feel like before we've tried different renditions,
Mm-hmm.
with Jaxel and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but we weren't really being consistent. We also worked on like multiple streaming platforms. We were just on Twitch only,
Yep.
and I think once we like were like, you know what, let's actually just do it. I think
Yeah.
that was a really positive thing.
I think we started off where we could have started off as like a hobby-ish thing, where we just did it for the fun of doing it. But now we did like a more like let's do it as like a business, like a structured business where we have meetings and we have plans and we have notes and things like that. So it is more serious now. But it's like a serious funness almost.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like we want to take it serious, but we also realize that it might not be ever be fruitful,
Hmm.
because it's really dependent on us blowing up.
Yeah.
Um, Blowing up feels so random unless like like okay, I'm gonna do this crazy thing
Hmm.
that I know people gonna be like they might make it into a meme or they might share it because it's just something crazy.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna be doing no crazy stuff, I don't think.
I feel like if we incorporate some of our earlier ideas, like having a different game show from like every game show that ever been out before. That may help us, have something more lively and fun. It could be like a second sub channel of this one, and it'll be more lively and more fun. And you never know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah. I think the next thing too, like it would be nice to like do a game show like that, but like invite guests to do the
Hmm.
game.
Yeah,
But I think the other issue is we don't know that many people to come onto the podcast.
yeah.
Like so far, everybody that we've invited on has been someone that we know or have met
Hmm.
online or something like that.
Yeah.
So
And it's hard to cast people. You never know what they're gonna say or do.
true.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Uh, for me, the single best thing that happened, I guess, would be my son being born happy and healthy.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite moments too.
Yeah, because it was scary coming down to the end. I
Yeah,
think
babies.
another
Go
good
ahead.
thing was coming to see you.
Oh yeah, how could I forget that? That was, bro. We went out right before Omnicron decided to like become a Pokemon.
My goodness.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we went out like right there. Like he was like right here. Like I about to sneak up on these, and then we just like partying. Like yeah, and then we went home, and he just got there like just then.
Yeah, man. So many things are happening right now that I want to talk about, but it'll be like a serious derail from what we're doing right now. Because my wife just shared me some TikToks. She finally taken up her job as being our media person. So Omicron is so bad, or COVID is so bad right now, that in Texas they need a lot of help. There's no cafeteria people, there's no bus drivers, there's no teachers, there's no subs. So like, what's the point in having school? But they still try and push for in-person school because people do need it. But like, when you weigh the pros and cons, like, just send everybody home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, Texas is one of those states that no mask mandate. They don't really people. I'm assuming most of the population are anti-vax.
Mm,
Like they're doing everything. Like they want certain things. Like they want their children to go back in person, but then they're
mm,
not doing any of the things necessary in order for that to happen. So it's like you can't you can't bake a cake if you don't use the ingredients to bake a cake. Like that don't make no sense.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's wild, man. And here is the same thing too. And
yeah,
I'm sure it's all over too.
yeah. I mean, I think with the resurgence,
Yeah.
basically,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the things that people and you know, I want to say like I want to not blame anybody, but I mean the truth of the matter is anti-vax, anti-mask is a big reason why this resurgence is happening. Like, is a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I get that it probably would have still happened, but I
Yeah.
think it would have happened to like a smaller degree
Mm-hmm.
because it's just like the flu, right? Like every year the flu like resurges.
Yeah.
Um, Part of it is because whatever. I don't want to go into details, but every year diseases resurge,
Yeah.
certain diseases. But you can minimize it like if you do certain things. Like that's why flu isn't crazy in America because people who get enough people get their flu shots that when it resurges, it like dies out quickly.
Yeah.
But with this, is like I don't know what to say. Like
Yeah.
people ain't doing what they need to do. So
I feel like it's because when we were growing up, there was nothing like this really around for the most part. We had anthrax that happened, we had some Ebola that happened, but now it's like this is just like a big worldwide thing. And I think like it's cutting us off from experiencing life. Because if you were somebody that loved to traveled for work, were outside all the time, like your whole life is just flipped upside down and just go here you go.
and this is like the year of the this is like the era of introverts basically
Mm-hmm. Basically.
because for me, like I'm unaffected for the most part. I do
Yeah.
miss some things. Like I want to go to eat the dinners.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go partying. You know, like
Yeah.
if you come into town, what we gonna do? Like go in the backyard and like kick around a soccer ball or something? Like we don't do that.
We'd have fun doing that.
Oh, you know what I want to play, dude?
What?
Croquet.
Ooh.
You know what I'm talking about? Like with the
Yeah.
rings in the ground?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dude, that game is fun.
Oh man. What was I
We
gonna
could play
say?
that.
Oh, my wife said something that really struck out to me. Like she was upset about being inside and being stuck inside. I'm like, well, you never go outside. But she like, at least back then I had a choice. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, that's so true.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Having the choice is really the issue.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel like we're in like a cage in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And like most animals, we don't no animal I know of does well in a cage. So like we need the choice, even if we prefer being in the cage because it feels more safe.
Yeah.
Like it's still good that the door is open and we could go outside if we want,
Mm-hmm.
but don't have the option.
No,
Well,
that's
we do. We technically do.
yeah.
Just
But
have
it's
to IDAF. Yeah, IDGAF.
GAF, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to indulge yourself in this year? Within reason, of course, because as we talked about, we can't do everything we want to do.
You know what? I want to let me think about that one. Indulge. Hmm.
Yeah. So can I talk while you think? Will I
Yeah.
distract you? Okay. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to finally get my last tattoo because I have an idea I want to put right here to finish up this sleeve over here. And I think it's something that I really absolutely don't need, but I would like to do it. So if that's something I have to indulge myself with, at least get the outline or something, that would be good for me.
I do not know still. Like I always say this, right? I'm not a person who like really wants a lot of things.
Hmm.
Like most of my money is spent on like games.
Yeah.
Because nowadays you can't get games for free. You know, a lot of those like websites are gone.
Yeah.
But the only other thing I really want, hmm, what do I want? I don't really want stuff. Like I'm like a person who prefers more like spending time kind of thing or like
Yeah.
doing things in person. So
Hmm.
like I really want to like go out partying more. I guess that's my indulgence. I would like to go out partying more. Can't do that.
No.
Um, what else? I want to do like more stuff like go like everything I want to do is like stuff outside. Like I want to go
Yeah.
like more bowling. I want to go partying more. I want to do an escape room. I've never done an escape room.
Yeah.
And the virtual one looks fun and all, but I don't think it's the same.
It's not.
So,
Yeah. But at least you have
but
your
I'll let you
list.
know. I'll let you know offline if I
Yeah.
think of something.
That's fine. Um. So what's your biggest risk gonna be this year? Do you believe?
Getting a baby
Yeah.
and buying a house.
Yeah. Same. Because imagine we get a house finalized and then the market crash. Now we just have this $300,000, $400,000 just thing that's not worth nothing. It's worth less than we paid for it.
Yo, bruh, if that happened, I gonna burn the house down and pretend I died. Move somewhere else. I'm gonna drive to Canada and be homeless over there. At least I gonna get free healthcare.
That's crazy. But that's a big risk for real, though. Mm-mm. Did you watch the video about mortgages, paying them off?
I did not. I actually didn't watch any of the videos you shared today yet. Because as soon as I came down, I just started working like my budget
Yeah, yeah.
and then setting up for the podcast.
Hmm.
So I didn't watch them yet. Oh, and I was watching the LCS. Um,
Last
but
comic
I kind of
standing.
know the gist because I've heard similar things like this before.
Yeah,
But I feel like all of this is like stuff like if you have money, this works. If you don't have money, it doesn't actually make a big difference which one you invest in, really.
that's true. Which sucks for people who come from like basically nothing. You gotta work double hard just to get the principal to make something out of these investments.
And I mean, too, like, so like investing, right? So like when I invest, I lose and I gain.
Hmm.
But so far, I've mostly lost.
Yeah.
So to me, like, is it actually growing your money faster to invest if you don't actually know like 100% what you're doing?
Yeah.
Probably not.
And like we talked about, some people want money now, and some people want money later. So it's like, what are you trying to do? Because to lose money now to get a lot later is fine, but we try and buy a house, try and grow our families. We kind of need the money now-ish.
Yeah.
That's why I wish I could day trade, because then you could just build yourself up in a few months, probably a year.
Yeah.
But again, you need that big principle.
Well, and this may be super risky, right?
Yeah.
Take out a loan,
People do that.
invest it,
Mm-hmm.
and then hope you win. Pay back the loan. Hopefully, you win big, so you have like money left over from when you repaid the loan,
Yeah.
and then you can invest that money and try and grow that. But I feel like the initial risk is big. If you miss, like if you end up losing, then you not only lose money, but you also have to pay back that loan anyway, plus with interest.
Yeah.
And loans nowadays, they're crazy with the interest. They're like, hey, we try and have competition with credit cards now. So 23% interest.
Mm, that's crazy.
Yeah,
So this will be fun for you. What was your single biggest time waster in the past year?
definitely my phone.
Mm,
Playing on my phone. So like for me, like whenever I feel like overwhelmed
yeah.
or like sad or something, like I just basically like play on my phone because it helps me like stop thinking about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I spend a lot of time on my phone because I'm always thinking about stuff or feeling overwhelmed to some degree.
I'm not sure if I waste time a lot. I think my time waster is just overthinking myself, you know? Like trying to figure out, trying to see if I should say it or not, but trying to figure out like a better plan, like getting a better job, making a better investment, being a better person, just always thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think like that, I just stop doing everything and I just think.
Hmm. What? Oh, maybe a possible solution for that might be like maybe just set aside a date. But then you can't really control it, right? I'm guessing.
Nah,
Yeah. I was gonna say like maybe like sometimes just set aside a day to like just like think. Like I
yeah.
guess you'll have other responsibilities though, like the baby and stuff.
But a good time for that is when I do like dishes, because that's like 2 hours to myself. Dishes, like that's like the if there was a time waster, that's it. Doing dishes,
Bruh. Dude, every day. Why I have to do dishes every day?
man.
Like, dude, it wouldn't be that bad if like every day was like, okay, I just wash like a couple plates and a couple forks and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
But my wife cooks almost every day and it's like a heap of dishes, dude. It's like, golly, you can't just like use the same pot, like just cooking it, rinse it out, and use it again. Like you have to use 5 different pots.
that's what my mom used to do. She used to cook something when it was done, pour it into like Tupperware or ceramic or glass, cover
Mm.
it, have me wash out the pot again, and she'd do something else. So it would reduce the overall dishes, but it would still be like, the same amounts.
But is this a difference like visually, like seeing that big pile of dishes versus like
Yeah.
washing it right there on the spot?
Mm-hmm.
I may start doing that though. Like once I finish eat or something, just
Yeah.
wash my plate
Yeah.
like right away.
Or at least rinse it off so it won't take as long.
Oh, I do that. I
Uh,
I I'm
uh,
the, I'm the soap king. Like,
I don't know about your dishwashing technique.
dude, you are here. My dishwashing technique is really good, man.
Let's
I
hear
wash
it.
a bunch of dishes with this technique.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Well, first step is pack out all the dishes that's dry.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta create space. The next step is you gotta wash the sink. You gotta make sure the sink is clean.
Mm.
And you can't wash. dirty inside of dirty. That just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now listen closely, audio only people, because I going to paint a tapestry of words here.
Oh.
So now, right? You clean the sink, you wipe down the pipes and all that. You wipe up the counter sides and all that. Now, normally I have like a little tub, white. I don't know. I think I'm going to try too hard to paint this tapestry. So let me just stop. So a little tub inside the sink. I put like my soap, my Clorox, and water. Fill it up. Usually I go with super hot water, dude. If you don't go with the super hot water, I don't think your dish is clean.
Yeah.
If you use cold water to wash your dishes, your
Something
dishes
wrong.
ain't clean.
Something wrong with you.
You have to. And if you don't use Clorox when you wash your dishes, your dish is full of parasites and germs. Like I don't trust that.
Yeah.
So do that. What I do is I normally have everything soaking. Like when I put something in dishes, I like put water inside of it. And usually when you pour it out after, like, because I don't pour it into like my clean soapy water, I pour it like into the sink, and then I rinse it off to get any extra debris, and then I put it in my soapy water.
Okay.
Because I don't like things floating in my water when I wash in dishes. That
so
feels so
if
nasty.
you washing dishes and I just had like spaghetti and meatballs and I put my plate in soapy water,
boy, I gonna be so dude. Yo, that if I have a pet peeve, that is my pet peeve. Every time I washing dishes, somebody come with dishes. Where to put this? Put it on the side. Dude, I don't even like when like my wife like rinsing off a fruit in the sink. I'm like, can you rinse? Do not mess up my clean water. First of all, right? Even if you wasn't rinsing something off, even if you just turn the pipe on and the water going into my soapy water, I don't even like that because I have it at the perfect soapiness. You're messing up you diluted my soap. So, and the tub that's in the sink is not like taking up the whole space. It's like half the sink. So is like a side where is like just the regular sink, and you could like put stuff or rinse it off. I'm just like, it has a whole space right there. Why are you doing it over my soapy water? Like, can you not see it? Like, I'd get so vexed, dude. I'd get peeved. Yeah, I don't like things. I definitely don't like things floating in my water. Like, I used to work at Subway, right?
Yeah.
And I used to hate because we didn't have. Well, we did have gloves. After a while, we like started buying gloves. But before then, washing with stuff touching your hand and like, I hate that feeling, dude. I hate it.
But it's
so
dirty
much.
dishes. It's gonna happen.
No, it never happens with me. So it don't have to happen. Like you could control that. Dude, I would even like sometimes I would if it have like stuff that's stuck on, I would literally spend time with just the water running, like scrub it, like not water run, like put a little bit of water in there and just scrub it off with no soap, just to avoid putting it in my soapy water. Or sometimes I would even pre-wash it with soap.
Yeah.
And the sponge, everything, and then dump that out and then put in my soapy water. Like I would even do that. Like I don't like things in my soapy water. Like I hate it so much.
Man preserves his soapy water, man.
Yeah, it goes a long way, and at the end of the day, it still gonna get dirty because it's just that's the nature of the beast.
Yeah,
but it makes it last longer. Like for me, like I could wash like 100 dishes in that water before it starts to look like cloudy and gross, and I have to change it.
Yeah,
because you want to like preserve water, you want to preserve the soap and stuff. You don't want to have to keep changing the water. And to me, if I see a bunch of stuff floating in it, I'm gonna feel I need to change it sooner.
Okay.
And like they say, like when you wash dishes, you waste more water than a dishwasher. But I feel like for me, I don't. Maybe I do, but I don't feel like I do because I don't turn my water off in between, like rinsing it off.
Yeah.
And also too, like I just stack everything to the side before I start rinsing them off. So like the water like hitting everything.
Yeah.
The only thing that would make it better is if I had a secondary tub and I could just put them in there instead of like.
So your sink is just the one big sink.
Yeah.
I've always had two growing up and right now. So I fill one side with soapy water and the other side with clean water. And like the clean water is so clean when I'm done or like when I'm halfway through, I could just empty out the soapy water and make the other water the soapy water and then fill it back up with clean water. So like I'm not wasting that much water.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
But wait, I have a question though.
Mm-hmm.
So normally if I had two sinks, do you actually fill them both up, or do you like I know this is like a real downer of the whole thing because this has nothing to do with the New Year's. But anyway, um, when you have soapy water, I mean the clear water, do
Mm-hmm.
you just like do you rinse the stuff out and then like that's how the water builds up, or do you like actually fill the sink up?
I fill up the soapy water to a height where I know I can dip the big things in. I have them soak in there, and the other
Mm,
side is like about half that much. So I can just just rinse it off like that.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. If I ever get two sinks, which
Mm-hmm.
I feel like since I moved to the States, I've only had that once.
Mm.
But if I ever get two sinks again, I'll try that and see how that goes. Cause that sounds more efficient. Like I always feel like worried I wasted so much water because I usually rinse stuff off first, then
Mm-hmm.
put it in soapy water, and then have to rinse off again once it come back out.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that's double rinsing, which means that that's probably water wasting right there.
Do you have enough space to have two tubs in there?
Nah, to be honest,
Mm.
the tub like takes up like 2/3 of the sink.
Mm. So the only other option would be to have like a tub on the counter if there's any space there.
Not really, because
Yeah.
all the dishes are there.
Yeah, I understand.
But there you go, guys. Welcome to our dishwashing podcast, where we often discuss different techniques for washing dishes and keeping your house clean.
Oh my gosh, we
There you
could do
go.
that. We could do a lot here, actually. The sky's the limit for us.
Yeah, literally. We could literally do anything
Yeah.
because, I mean, we have a general format, but at the end of the day, like, I think most podcasts, they have like a theme, like maybe like your podcast is just you inviting guests on and talking to them about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like our podcast is like, it's a rabbit hole. Like, we literally going down the rabbit hole talking about random stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that structure is gonna like hurt or benefit us in the long run, but
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think we're
I mean
just
before,
talking.
yeah, and I mean before like there were people were like not variety streamers, they were just like you stream this one game and like that's what you're known for.
Mm-hmm.
And then the moment you go to a different game, everybody's like, this is why I came for, unsubscribe,
Yeah.
you know? But
Mm-hmm.
nowadays people are variety streamers and that's kind of like what we're doing in a way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 2.5 years later.
Yeah. I only see us going up from here. Like, the podcast got started. Like if our podcast is anything like when you were streaming on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
like how you blew up, I think we could blow up too. Like I see it happening. Like it's just a matter of like we have at least one person watching us right now, Suzenko, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Suzenko. And my family has chimed in here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I feel like they only chime in when I share the link with them, and I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
So I think we'll grow. I
I
see
think
it.
we have potential.
Yeah.
It's just sucky, as you say with like the work that I put in. Like I want to see more, you know? It's like seeing like no views. It's like, ah man, that sucks. But it's like you just started. Well, you just started. Seeing 3 views is like, ooh, 3 views, that's nice. But like I want to get up there, I want this to actually mean what we want it to mean, even for like streaming. Um, I didn't want it to just be streaming to make money, get out. Like I want to make a community, have games, have polls,
Mhm.
have betting. Well, not betting, but like you could predict what you think gonna happen, things like that, and just have like a small little family grow into a bigger family, and then we're like a household name.
One day too, I want to like do like games like you and I are playing games
Mm-hmm.
like poker or like checkers or chess or something against each other
Yeah.
or against people in the audience. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be fun. Or even set up like community tournaments where we
Yeah.
have like the audience submit their clips to us and we
Mm-hmm.
like talk about it like, oh, you should have done this here, or oh, that was a good move by Billy Bob,
Mm-hmm.
like stuff like that.
I don't
I
think Billy
feel
Bob
like
gonna be watching us still, but
I mean Billy Bob might be trying to get woke. Who knows?
Okay.
He might be like, I'm tired of these. Never mind.
Yo, that video last night was crazy. Oh
Yo, I didn't
man.
watch it because I didn't get around to it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it looked wild. I'm gonna watch it right as soon as this podcast is over.
Man. Um, let's see. This is a good one. What activities would you like to add to your routine to help you manage your stress this year?
Activities.
Could be
I
anything.
mean, I have a wife, that activity, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me stop playing.
Uh,
I mean, that is true though, but
yeah.
um besides that though, I would like to go outside more, like go for walks, get some more sunlight. Like my
Mhm.
vitamin D has been super low.
Me
I started
too.
taking like this vitamin D concentrate, like one drop is like a 250%
Mm,
kind of vibe.
yeah.
Um, but I actually think I need to actually get some sun. Like, dude, my wife often jokes that I look like a white man. And nothing wrong with being a white person
Yeah.
or being a white man, but you never want to be called something you're not, basically, right?
I don't
So
think vitamin D is equal to melanin, is it?
no, but the sun, I need the sun. You know, me and the sun have a love-hate relationship. You know,
Mm,
I don't like it because he want to burn me, but then I do like it because I like how it feels. I like being in nature, to be honest. Like I like going on hikes and stuff like that.
yeah. I feel like what I need to do is be more adamant about taking time for myself. 'Cause I'm so selfless. It's like I'm just gonna be here for everybody else, and like I almost forget to take time for myself until my wife is like, you want to take time for yourself?" And I'm like, "Nah, you could do what you gotta do." But I need to be more adamant in like taking an hour or two or like a day and just do things that I want to do.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. That's a good one.
But I try and be a good dad, try and give them time to do things, and I'll just, do the work.
You gotta be balanced, dude. That's the
Yeah.
thing in life. That's the number one thing that everybody should strive for is balance.
Mhm.
Like in everything, like in your thoughts, in your actions, in your beliefs,
Yeah.
everything. So I think for you, like you already like kind of lean into one extreme where you always want to like make sure everybody else is okay,
Mhm.
but you have to make sure yourself is okay too. Because if like let's say you work yourself to death, literally,
Mhm.
now the burden on them gonna be even more
Yeah.
because of two reasons. One, you basically took up a bulk of the slack.
Yeah.
But also two, there might be some things that you've been doing that they didn't get the opportunity to learn. So now that you're gone, nobody could do it.
Yeah. That's why I tell my wife too. She's trying to work hard to pay for the house and get the house in order. I'm like, but if you work yourself to death, you won't get to enjoy the house that you're trying to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have to tell her like, okay, you could work this amount of hours today, but that's it. I mean, yeah, it's gonna hurt us in the short term, but in the long term, you'll get to live longer in that house that you want.
You know something? I think that's the plight of the poor, like us poor people,
Hmm.
is we have to work super hard, like basically discard our like quality of life
Yeah.
in hopes that future generations could build on what we did and
Yeah.
eventually escape the pit, kind of. So like my mom, so for instance, my mom migrated from St. Kitts
Hmm.
to the U.S. Virgin Islands and worked hard, put me through college. My mom went to college too, so it's not like I was the first to go to college or something like that.
Yeah.
But like she worked hard, put me through school, made sure I never had to work a day in my life while I was in school and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is good and bad because then I didn't have any work experience to speak of by the
Hmm.
time I went to grad school.
Yeah.
But she worked hard, sacrificed a lot, and now like I'm doing better in life, and then I have to work hard, sacrifice a lot, and hopefully my kids are doing better in life, etc., etc.
The only thing about that is everything has gone up, but wages have stayed the same.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be hard for us to.
and it's crazy too because I feel like hey, shout out Suzenko. I have family in Nevis too. What was I saying? I was saying that it's kind of sad because I feel like oftentimes, like when people complain about like wages and stuff, people like shout out like, "Oh, you're anti-capitalism" and stuff like this. And it's like, dude, like part of capitalism is if I work hard, I should be able to keep the money that I earn, right?
Hmm.
And like the money that I earn should be worth my time, though. It's not just like I work for pennies and I should just be happy with that. Like that's not how that
Yeah,
works. Like they want people to like just suck it up and it's like, or pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but I can't even afford bootstraps. So how am I gonna do it? Like how am I gonna pull myself up?
man, that's
I
true.
don't know.
It's like it's always somebody anti-complaining. You realize that?
Yeah,
Like, come
like
on.
I could say like, man, this dude just punched me in the face. Like, what are you complaining for?
At least you have a
That's a
face.
soft punch. So he didn't punch you that hard. Like what?
That was only his level one.
Yeah, he could have kicked you. He didn't kick you in your shin or nothing. Like
Oh my
your balls
gosh.
okay? Yeah, because he didn't kick you there, right? So calm down. Like what the fuck?
It's just crazy. And like they're the same boat, but they feel a way to anti-complain. And that's so what gets me frustrated. Like you're
Yeah,
poor too. Why don't you want to not be poor?
nah. You know what it is? I feel like some people have the etu fuck it, that white privilege. So then they're like, why are you people complaining? Like life isn't that hard, right? Because they
Yeah.
don't have the same like boundaries. But then there are black people who do the same thing, and I'm always confused because I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like just because you hang around a bunch of people don't mean that you are one of them. Like
Hmm.
calm down. Like at the end of the day, if it comes push comes to shove and police pull y'all over or whatever, you're
Hmm.
gonna be the one in the most trouble and they're gonna be probably going home scot-free. So calm down.
That's like
So
remember the football show you're watching on Netflix?
yeah.
When the guy got pulled over, he was like, "It's okay, I got this," and the other guy was like, "You don't got this."
No, you
He
don't.
learned really quick that black is black.
Yeah. And it's funny because, you know, it's like the one guy grew up in the hood and the other guy grew up in like an affluent neighborhood.
Yep.
So the guy who grew up in the hood was like, here we go again, hands on the dashboard,
Yep.
turning on the lights in the car, make sure they could see everything. The
Hmm.
other guy is like, I got this. My dad is a lawyer. My mom is a lawyer.
Oh
You know,
man.
the police come over. He's like, hi, officer. Officer's like, get out of the car. He's like, what? I do nothing. My mom's a lawyer. He's like, I don't give a F. You better get out this car.
Oh my gosh. They gonna learn real quick. Real quick.
Which is sad. Like, we joking about it, but that's actually really sad.
Yeah. We joke about a lot of stuff.
Yo, Suzenko, you are 100% right. And
Because
that's the thing. Like, I remember having this conversation with somebody where I was like, I think capitalism is definitely better than socialism,
hmm,
but that doesn't mean that there aren't parts of socialism that we can incorporate. I
yeah.
mean, technically, we already have. Like, there are some socialist things in our country that we do, and they work very well as long as they're bolstered by capitalism, right?
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like people don't actually understand like the pros and cons. Like they seem to have like blinders on where they can't see the cons of capitalism. Like there's no reason why in a restaurant I'm tipping someone and
Hmm.
then I'm being shamed for not tipping when
Yeah.
I'm not their employer.
Yeah.
Like that's weird to me. But and then they talk about, well, we do this because it helps us to secure our margins. No, it just helps you take home a bigger profit. It doesn't not it's nothing about the margins.
I hear
Y'all
paying
selling,
$30 for a steak and just
y'all selling, right? Look, it takes like 10, 20 cents to bake bread.
hmm.
Like 10, 20 cents to bake bread, but you selling it for $5. Are you telling me that your margins aren't good? Are you kidding? Come on.
Yeah, that's crazy. Probably because they're paying for all the ads and the commercials and the marketing.
Yeah.
But it's like still though, everybody
Yeah, but
everybody involved in those aspects get paid good too.
that's the thing. Like they're paying those people so well, but then and that's the next thing too. Like in businesses, they pay people who do the least like heavy lifting,
Mhm.
the most. I mean, I guess technically it depends. Like the
Yeah.
CEO doing heavy lifting in terms of like making sure the company is hitting milestones and everything is on task and all that. So I
Mhm.
guess they're keeping the company running.
Yeah.
They deserve to get paid. I get it. But then you have people like if you're working at McDonald's, you literally dealing with shitty customers, dealing with homeless people coming in, you're dealing with crackheads, depending on which neighborhood you working in McDonald's
Mhm.
and stuff like that. Like you're dealing with like bad stuff all the time. You're basically your life is in danger when you go to work sometimes. And you still have to like put on a happy face, smile, and give good customer service.
Yeah.
And then how much do you taking home? $7.25. Serious?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Crazy. That reminds me of a
And you
time. Go ahead.
and you're making the company more money. Like you're making the company rich. Like every year they're growing and growing and growing in profit, and every year your check staying the exact same. Like that don't make sense.
Yeah, that's wild. There's a one time we went to a steak and shake. Steak and shake? Yeah. And it was the worst one. So the food was terrible, like really terrible, undercooked, and came to us cold. So we sat there, we talked for a little bit. We got up, went to the counter, and we told the manager, "Hey, the food's cold. We're not gonna pay for it." So one girl was actually quitting as we were there. She's like, "I tired of you. Beep. I'm out of here." Golly, you can't
Damn.
manage anything. Damn. So the manager looked at us. He was like, "Well, you you
Damn.
you ate all your food. We're not gonna pay. You can't not pay for it." We're like, "Ate all our food. Turn around, our food is gone. Why?" When we first pulled up, there was a homeless guy sleeping outside in the drive-through. As we got up from our table and went to the counter to complain, he had come inside and eaten all the food off of our tables and was currently eating somebody else's food off their tables too.
Damn. That's capitalism for you, boy.
That's crazy.
That I mean, that's this story is horrible in like three different ways. One, there's a homeless person like in the supposedly richest country in the world. We
Hmm.
have homeless people who literally can't get anything to eat, have to steal food.
Yeah,
Yo, that's wild. Then you have a manager who obviously can't manage.
obviously.
And I ain't gonna lie, I've been a manager. I understand how hard it is.
Hmm.
But dude, come on now. People literally quitting on you. At least I never had nobody quit on me.
Yeah.
I did quit on somebody though. I have to tell that story one day. And then you have a customer with undercooked. Wait a minute. That means that homeless dude gonna have the shittings.
Well, that was like a year and a half ago. He probably, never mind. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, he probably is asleep forever. So,
It was just crazy. Cause we put, we're like, we should go inside with this. Cause it was like, it's not a good look with him outside like this. But we still went ahead and ate because we were hungry. But we didn't eat because we were not that hungry.
yeah, yeah. Plus, you did you wait? How you could like not pay for it though?
Just not pay.
But don't you have to pay up front before you get the food?
No. You order the food, they bring it to you, and then they give you a ticket and you pay afterwards.
Oh yeah, I was just walking out. I wouldn't even talk to him. Actually, I would have talked to him like, yeah, we ain't paying.
Yeah,
Oh, you have to pay.
that's what I was
Okay,
trying to do. But
see ya. Let's see how you make me do it then.
yeah, I always try to be civil in some way.
Mhm.
Kind of they're just trying to do their job, even if they're not doing it well. I still want to at least let them know, hey, I'm not gonna pay for
True,
this because of this, this, and this. Help them improve. But if they come with me with
true.
some BS, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll see you around.
Yeah, like I guess you're gonna have to force me manually because I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave.
And this man was like eating the burgers with a milkshake. He was enjoying himself.
That's crazy too. Like, how they gonna have a home? You know something? When I used to work at Subway, right? We used to have homeless people come in, and our
Mm,
boss used to be like, "Don't allow homeless people into the store."
yeah,
And at first, I used to feel like bad because I used to be like, "Come on, man! Like, they're homeless. Like, let them use the restroom. Like, let them do whatever."
yeah.
But then one thing I learned quickly is that the homeless don't give a f
They
about
don't.
your place. I allow you to use my restroom, but then you come in and trash my restroom. It's like, dude, I try and be nice to you, and you can't even like be like, well, they try and be nice. Let me take
Hmm.
care of this stuff. And I get it, maybe because they're homeless. I
Yeah.
don't know. But dude, after that, I was like, never mind. I'm not letting homeless people in here anymore because
Yeah.
they don't care. Like they sit down. Customers don't want to sit and eat next to homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's their issues, their biases, I guess. But at the same time, it's like, but you are homeless. You probably stink. You probably not clean. You
Yeah.
probably might be sick with something that we don't know about. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. On one hand, I feel bad because I want the homeless to be like not treated as like shit.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, they are very unhygienic. They probably
Yeah.
have diseases. Like I don't know what to say. So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of sucks. I feel like the way to handle that would be to like actually take care of them, like somebody or some group
Entity.
or some entity
Yeah.
needs to like take care of them to some degree. But then it always comes down to money at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we gonna get the money for that?
Yep. It's strange. Just a strange thing. I always was concerned about homeless growing up. Like, how did they get there? Is there a way out? And I don't think there's a way out.
Nope.
Because
People
you.
always say like, "Oh, you lazy. That's how come you're homeless."
Mm-hmm.
And I literally watch videos of homeless people trying to apply for jobs and stuff and never get a job. Because
Yeah.
part of the issue is too, like, you need an address when you apply for a job. So if you don't have an address, you're out of luck.
But then I don't want to get into too much, but even back home, you could just go to Jiffy Mart. You know what Jiffy Mart is in town?
Mm-hmm.
People will pop there in the morning, be like, anybody could paint? Yep, go. They have a job. Like they don't need like anything. They're just working. And I feel like there should be something like that that allows you to make money without having to have like an address at least.
Mm-hmm. I think seeing like videos, not videos, movies with that, but it's usually with Mexicans where
Mm-hmm.
they just like hang out in a spot and then somebody drive by. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
um, I guess we need more of that. But like for our citizens, not to sound like a person who is like anti-immigration, but
Mm-hmm.
I do think like sometimes you need like those jobs that like don't. I feel like most jobs though don't actually require much skill. Like not most jobs. A lot of jobs that don't really require much skill.
Mm-hmm.
You could just say like, "Hey, I need someone to come mow my lawn." You just go out, you find a person, come mow my
Yeah.
lawn. I'll give you. I feel like in some ways they should probably get overpaid
Mm.
because who knows when they'll get next job again. But then
Yeah.
again,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be fair to yourself, so
Yep.
it's not good to overpay.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes I'm gonna say, mm, oh, with the homeless, uh, finding jobs. Oh, and next thing too. Oh, I'm gonna tell you about. Oh, I remember now. So I remember I was in North Carolina in Raleigh. Uh, this guy dressed up so good. This man was dressed well,
Yeah.
begging for money. I was like, why this man begging for money? And my friend at the time was like, oh, he homeless. I was like, he homeless? Y'all homeless over here looking like they got money. Like,
Oh
damn, y'all taking
man.
care of y'all homeless people over here.
Yeah.
So like something like that, like I could see that person getting a job because at least they look clean. They
Mm.
didn't smell bad or nothing. They look like they take care of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like if every place had homeless people who look like that, maybe we might have less homeless people. I don't
Mm.
know.
I feel like there's some stuff we should look into at least. Because I remember there's a video going around of a lady who was pretending to be homeless because she could make more money doing that than actually having an actual job. So
Mm.
it's like,
And what Suzanko said too. But go ahead.
oh yeah, I was thinking about that as well when you were talking like drugs, mental health issues, and things like that. Also keep them from, getting a job and find them getting their lives right. So that's
Hmm.
something we have to work on as well as a population. Is fixing that.
I would say if I had to revamp America, because I would say this right, and I don't have a problem saying this. I love my country, and I'll say this too. Any country I live in, I'm gonna love that country. So I'm not like saying like America is the best or anything like that.
Mm,
Like I'm not that much of a patriot. Like I love my country because I currently live in this country, right? But I will say this: I am very disappointed in America, like overall.
mm,
Like I feel like to revamp the country, they need to refocus what is important. Like we need to fix our healthcare. I mean, it's a constant battle with conservatives on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would just join with the Democrats because obviously the Republicans have better leadership than the Democrats, but the Democrats have better ideas than the Republicans.
Mm.
So it's like a complete perfect recipe for
Yeah.
nothing positive to ever happen.
Oh man.
Um, and I mean, I will say like a lot of Democratic ideas are kind of lofty. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you do need Republicans to like temper it down. But
Mm-hmm.
then Republicans always have bad ideas. Like I never heard a Republican idea that sounded good so far, or recently, I should say, recent years.
Gotcha.
So like I would say like they need to fix the healthcare issue. I
Mm-hmm.
think they need to make some things into public health initiatives, like really like pay out big money if public health organizations would take it on, like managing the homeless. We need ways to like treat drug addictions
Mm-hmm.
and treat mental health issues from a public health initiative
Yep.
standpoint. And I
Mm-hmm.
work in public health. That's probably why I think almost everything could be solved with public health initiatives. But yeah, I think that will work because like even like for instance, like working in the army, we have seen suicide rates go down for soldiers because of public health initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
And that means it works. Like public health works. Like I don't know how else to say that. Like it works. Why not utilize it more often
Yeah.
instead of like criminalizing things, or instead of like treating people like second class citizens or like pissing on them like they don't even exist.
Yeah.
You know, like why don't we actually act humane? And it's weird because I feel like the Republican Party is all about like being this like religious, like we care about people group, but then they don't seem to actually care about people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then Democrats are the same, like they care about people so much so that they want people to be able to do whatever they want for the most part, it seems. But then they also don't really get anything done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just really disappointed in America overall.
How did we get here? I don't even remember.
Honestly, I don't remember.
If you're new here, this is how the rabbit hole looks like. If you're old here, then you know the drill.
Yeah,
We talked about washing dishes to public health. Like,
literally.
oh man, it's gonna be a good year. I hope. I think we would need to try and do more. Um, what's not to call it? Like things happening right now. Like reacting to stuff that's happening right now. Hopefully,
Yeah,
that might be good for us to do.
I think that's the new meta too. Like on
That's the term they use,
the
which
word you don't like,
yeah, which
word
we
you
were like,
don't like.
we're never gonna do that then. Cause you
Yeah,
know
we never.
I'm always anti-meta, anti-algorithm. I like to do my own thing.
Yeah, but if, this is kind of like a synonym for like what's going on in like America, right?
Yeah.
If you want to like fit in, you gotta do certain things.
Mhm.
But then, you know, you can't. You have to work within the system to get ahead.
Uh.
But sometimes the system's against you.
Mhm.
You know what I
It's
mean?
crazy.
Fuck,
Cause
is
the meta
messed
on
up.
Twitch now is watching TV and talking. That's what everybody's doing.
And then getting banned for a few days, taking a quick vacation, and come back to even more people watching your shit.
That's for bigger streamers though. Small streamers ain't getting that. They just getting banned and that's it. I mean, think about it. If you have like
Give
20,
up.
20 viewers and you get banned, they're gonna find somebody else to watch.
Yeah, they will. Just give up. Just go home.
Yeah, you
Don't come
can't
back to
afford to
Twitch.
take a break as a small streamer,
Yeah.
which is what I did. But fuck Twitch.
Yeah. I don't I actually know that I like actually been on Twitch through you.
Hmm.
I'm like, damn, Twitch sucks.
Yeah, we should have
Overall,
started
like,
on YouTube or something.
yeah, YouTube is a much better platform to start on and then transition into Twitch.
Yeah, but I mean, we've made some good friendships from Twitch, so I'll
True.
embrace it.
True.
I'll embrace the journey we went on.
Yeah, I don't have any regrets. Like in
Nah,
terms of like your friends you made, watching you evolve. Me even meeting Jaxel was a good thing. Like
at one
it
point.
was fun while it lasted,
Yeah.
you know?
You are the vicarious liver. You know that?
Hey man, sometimes you don't have a choice.
I had to get a man. Get this laptop, man. It's been 6 months. Hey,
Yo,
the
y'all said y'all
screws
was
the
going.
screws are different. This one has 3 centimeter screws. This one has 4 centimeter screws. I can't decide.
Y'all told me y'all was gonna start an OnlyFans to get me some money. Y'all never did it. But
Ah,
whatever it was, y'all say you're gonna do.
it's called wankles.
Wankles?
Wankles.
You gotta tell me what that is offline, 'cause I don't know
I
what
could
that
tell you
is.
right now. So you know what wanking is,
Yeah.
and you know what ankles are.
Oh hell no. Go ahead.
Boop, 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 boop. It's
So
just
you
showing
wanking with your uncle?
ankles. It's just showing ankles for people to enjoy. That's a thing.
Oh, that's a easy. I could do that. That's free money right there. I have good feet too, so
Yeah. Twitch is saturated and the pockets have already been set, so to get ahead is hard. I said, oh, definitely.
yeah,
And it's what Mina was saying, like it's gonna take 5, 6 years to blow up. Which is your favorite word to use, but like I don't have 5, 6 years, and I don't feel like, at least for me personally, and I think everybody else, like the work that you're putting in now, like you're going to work, coming home to stream to nobody. You have all these ideas for your stream, like big events, giveaways. No one's there. That's not worth 6 years of waiting for. It's like at least a year. Have like 30 viewers and get paid a decent check.
yeah,
I don't know, but it's a lot of people a lot of people streaming right now.
yeah. A lot of people doing this YouTube thing.
Hmm.
A lot of people trying to make money. I mean, everybody trying to make a living doing something that they like and enjoy.
Hmm.
A lot of people enjoy doing what we're doing right here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, if I could make a living just playing on my phone, I would.
Hmm.
'Cause that's why I enjoy it. Like I actually have fun. I don't feel stressed. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like some aspects of my job. Like I love programming,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, I don't like deadlines. I don't like the pressure of it all.
I wish I could find a
I
job
don't like the
from
pay
home.
even, and I'm getting paid fairly well compared
Yeah.
to other people in the country. But I need more. It's not like is enough, you know.
Yeah. Everybody needs more, except for the people on the top.
Yeah, and they still want more.
Everybody wants more. That's just the nature of things.
But the difference between wanting more and needing more.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I think what we need to do
Yeah.
is get together as like a people or like in your friend groups
Hmm.
and just start like what do you call it when you like put all your money together to do stuff? I don't know what you call
I don't know either.
crowdfunding.
Probably.
Like start just crowdfunding things and just like doing your own stuff. Like remember you shared that story with me of the black family and friends or people who like put all their money together and like bought up a bunch of like land and stuff.
I think they bought a city or a town. One of those two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do something like that
I don't have enough money
with
for
our
that.
pennies. With
Yeah,
our pennies.
exactly. We gonna all buy this one house and go from there, okay?
Yeah,
We gonna buy this town house by house.
golly.
Man. But that's a long term goal, is for us to like at least share a property or something together so we can make these videos in one room and have like a better setup.
Yeah, I really like peer-to-peer podcasts because of how they have their thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how we would be. Or like Abba and Preach, like I even like that. I like the
Even
idea
their
of like,
videos period is just it's just a different vibe.
yeah, when you're in person.
Yeah.
Oh. But we'll get there. I definitely
Hopefully.
not moving to Florida because Florida is not a good place to live, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's
But
growing
maybe
so
one day we'll
fast,
move to
man.
a whole other country.
Yeah. Or somewhere decent, somewhere where the weather it changes but not too drastically. I don't want to
California?
do extreme cold or no, that's too hot.
California is like kind of weird because it has like all the zones pretty much. It has like the parts that all the way north they
Yeah.
get winter, and then
Hmm.
all the way south they don't. So it's like a weird city. I mean, a weird state.
Yeah, I'll go somewhere. I don't know, somewhere in the Midwest.
Midwest.
I think. I don't know. I have to think about
You
it.
never hear that rap song?
Wow.
You know what the Midwest is? Young and restless. Something. I think Kanye said it.
It was Kanye. Greece? Maybe. I always wanted to go to France because I'm French, but I don't speak French.
I always wanted to go to
Switzerland.
Switzerland or Germany
Hmm. We'll
or
figure it
Canada.
out. Canada is an easy pick because it's close. It's just
Yeah,
English,
we're the Mexicans of Canada.
basically. I need to watch
Yeah.
Sicko again.
Oh, man. All right, so let me see. What other New Year questions can I ask? I didn't ask you any questions.
Barely.
Germany and France are good. I've never been to. I want to visit France, but I've heard like it's not all that great. Like as a vacation,
Yeah.
it probably was better in the past.
Mm,
But nowadays, you can just watch things on YouTube, and it's almost like you're actually there.
okay.
JK. So my questions for you are: if you for the new year, um, what do you think are your short-term goals and your long-term goals for the new year? I think you kind of asked that already, but I want to rephrase it.
Short term would be to find a way to make more money, even if it's just like odd jobs here and there, just to have a little extra income coming in. Work on myself professionally so I can be a better leader, be a better father, be a better husband, be a better friend. Uh, Continue to do my introspection every month to make sure I'm growing positively. That's what I like to
Mhm.
try and do that. Um, I've already started to like do things that I know are gonna better my life. So people that I try to talk to, whether it's friends or family, I realize that I'm always the one reaching out to them. And if I don't
Yeah,
initiate a conversation, they don't. So anybody that does that, I just leave them to the side. And whenever they try and talk to me, I do talk to them. So I'm gonna continue to do that as well for the short term, make more money, be better. And then long term is just to build up my family, get this house, probably get myself a vehicle, a new vehicle, and then continue building this podcast for the most part.
nice. I think for me, my short term is to buy a house very soon. Um, I would like to. Um, I want to actually fix my taxes,
Mm,
which is a weird goal, but like in a short term, I think that'll help me in the long term in a way.
mm-hmm,
Because every year it's like random. Like sometimes I overpay in taxes, sometimes I underpay in taxes.
mm-hmm.
But I finally figured out the secret sauce to do it. I think
Okay.
exact.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess basically try and be a better me, just like you said. Like I want to be a good husband. I'm always constantly working on my communication skills. Trying to talk when I don't feel like it. Try and like active listen to what my wife is saying. Take myself out of the picture. Like instead of like if she says something about me, instead of like getting offended,
Yeah.
try and like pretend like I'm not me and I'm just listening to her talk about somebody else
Yeah.
and then talk about it that way. Uh, and then for long term, I want to, in my current job, I want to get a raise or a promotion or something
Mm-hmm.
because I think that's currently my only way to make more money is to do
Yeah.
that. I mean, there's always go to a different job, but I can't leave yet. I have to work here for at least 4 years or so because I want to be able to get my pension.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, either way, if I live here, I'll probably still work in the government to some degree, just
You will
because
lose your pension or you won't be vested.
vested. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm.
Yeah, I won't be vested.
But you can still take out
I
what you put
think.
in.
Oh, I can.
So the way
I
I
don't
think
actually understand how it works.
the way vested works is after you are vested, you can take out both what you put in and what they put in. If you leave early, you can only take out what you put in.
Oh, well,
And
I
that's
want to take
my
what they
on
put in too.
yeah, 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 definitely.
Yeah, I mean, give me your money, get free money for working hard. Well, technically not free money. 'Cause I have to work hard,
Yeah,
but money
exactly.
for working hard. Yeah, I'll take it.
So I just want to comment on something you said. That active listening thing is, Because if you marry to somebody that talks a lot, so what happens to me is like,
Yo,
I don't want to rag on anybody, but it's like talking. I'm like, yeah, yeah, okay. The next thing she's like, remember what you said yesterday? I'm like, replay. Nope. This is like, after a while, it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like, I could, I don't hear anything. It's like,
yo,
stop tuning her out, please. Actually, I gotta tell myself that all the time.
yo. So I'll say this, right? Normally, whenever we have a discussion or argument or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
I started to take notes because I don't want to cut you off,
yeah,
but I also don't want to forget the thing that I want to speak on.
mm-hmm,
And I don't forget things, as you've seen several times during this podcast.
yeah,
Like, if I don't get out immediately, I probably gonna forget.
mm-hmm,
So, like, and then sometimes too, I feel like my wife has ADHD, and I believe you said yours does too, right? So, like, I feel
yeah,
like for people with ADHD, my wife to explain something, she'll say something, and then she feels the need to explain it. I guess I do the same thing sometimes too. Like, feel the
mm-hmm,
need to explain it. It's like I already know this. You don't have to explain it. Like, you don't have to go into details. I get it.
yeah,
But like, at the same time, it's like I would do the same thing probably. So I don't want to like stop you from doing it.
yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. Like I have to take notes. I have to like make sure like I repeat back to her what I think she said. That's part of active listening.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else I want to do for long term? I definitely want to start my family. Like I think like I'm getting old. You know, I'm almost 40 now. It's about time that I had at least one baby, one kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still scared because I always worry about the responsibility of children and like what if I mess up or like I scar them for life in some way,
Mm-hmm.
or what if my parenting technique is not actually conducive to create a good human being? Who knows?
Yeah.
So I worry about that still, but I think at least one child before I die would be good.
I feel like you're extremely adaptive though. So I don't think that you would be like, well, this ain't working, let me double down. I don't think you would do that. So I think that
True,
you'll be okay in that regard. And I always tell you
true,
this. You got this.
true. Yeah, I mean, I will say this too though. I am like adaptive, but sometimes
Mm.
if I don't take a step back, I get like hyper focused as
So
well.
you would double down then.
I wouldn't double down, but I wouldn't change course.
Mm.
Like I feel like so. For instance, like it's kind of like when we go if we plan a trip, right?
Yeah.
If I plan a trip and the trip ain't going well, but I do my plan, but it's not going according to plan per
Mm-hmm.
se.
Yeah.
Like instead of like being like, let me sit back and like reassess and like replan the trip,
Yeah.
I would just try to like still keep doing my plan even though it's not working.
Mm.
So it's not like I doubling down, like saying like this plan is working, it has to work. Like y'all are tripping. It
Yeah,
would just be
yeah.
like I don't know what else to do. Like this is the plan, I have to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm more of a spontaneous person in general, because that's why I like being able to be like, we're going to the movies, we get there and it's closed, and like nobody knows what to do. It's like just think of anything else to do and let's do that. You know,
Mm,
that's just
yeah,
how I always been.
yeah, I gotta work on that.
Yeah.
Like I gotta like be like, okay, this ain't working out. Let's see if we can flip it into something positive.
Mhm.
You know, let's go look at the stars or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
that's
let's do
always a
something.
big thing, positive,
Yeah,
and don't be like,
positive. Be positive and be balanced. That's the
yeah.
two big things.
And if you're watching the stars, don't be like, well, at least we could have been at the movies. Like, don't bring up the bad at all while you're trying to do something positive. Just keep moving
Yep.
forward. That's a big thing I had to learn in like going on dates. I'll be like, okay, we're going to go to this restaurant, then go to this place. Go to the restaurant, they don't have any food or anything like that. So it's like my plan falling apart. What do I do? I used to get upset. And then my wife be like, you can't get upset, you take it out on me. And so I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. So now it's like I have like a plan A, B, and C just in case. So I think that could work for you. If you have like a parenting technique, have like a at least two alternatives in case one doesn't
Yeah.
work.
I gotta think of. So I'm gonna do nonviolent parenting
Hmm.
basically. So I gotta make sure my plan B and C are also nonviolent.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, man, Ted, get it
Bow!
done. And I mean, that's also like what I learned growing up because that's how everyone parent is. Granted, my mom didn't like do it a lot, she would do like the three strike rule kind of thing.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
you
she'll
had
talk to me
strikes?
like she'll talk to me like at least twice.
I only had strikes.
Damn, damn. You got a straight strike rule.
I don't know if deserving is the right word, but I think I should get beat sometimes. That was wild. And I used to be climbing entertainment centers for no reason.
I mean, this is something Diana told me recently that I kind of starting to agree with.
Mm,
I didn't quite understand it at first because I was like annoyed, but she was telling me like kids and babies come into the world knowing nothing,
yeah.
but yet we treat them like they should already know better. And
Hmm.
how would they know better? They literally just came into the world.
Yeah.
So like you climbing on those things is just you being explorative and being a kid. That's not like you didn't know it was wrong to do at the
Yeah.
time. I mean, yeah, your parent might told you don't do it or something like that,
Yeah.
but like you don't actually understand why they're telling you that though.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of it too. Like as human beings, depending on your personality, like if you don't
Hmm.
understand why,
Yeah.
it's hard to like do what people say.
Hmm.
That's why like when somebody say you don't touch the stove, and as a kid you still touch the stove and you get burned, you learn like, oh, that's why I shouldn't touch the stove because I just hurt myself,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel like that's how I with like red flags in relationships too. It's like I feel like this might not be right, but I don't know why it's not right. Or I don't know if
Mm.
I could fix it or not. So I ignore red flag. Well, I used to ignore red flags a lot because of that.
And but I would say also too for me with red flags, it was also because I didn't have as much self-worth. So it
Yeah.
was like
Same here.
I don't stay because I don't know if I'll get with somebody else, or I don't know like
Yeah.
if it's even
That's
worth.
scary. That's a scary thing to remember. Like you would stay so I would stay somewhere bad just because I didn't want to be with anybody else. Or like I didn't feel like I could find anybody else.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of weird because like that's also a confidence thing.
Mhm.
When I was younger, I was not as confident as I am now. I would say I'm still not like the most confident person in the room,
Yeah.
but I'm a lot more confident than I used to be. And back then, like if I see a red flag, I would be like, well, and that's the next thing too. I'm also like very optimistic, so I'll be like, well, maybe we could work through this.
Hmm.
But like some things you just shouldn't try and work through. Like sometimes you should just leave.
Yeah. I agree.
With that said, that's part of why people kept quitting jobs nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard that like the new thing that's going on, like people quitting?
A lot of mass exoduses.
Yeah, because I don't know, y'all big companies need to learn. Like, you can't keep paying people shillings and then be like, well, you should be thankful you have a job. Like, come on now.
That's crazy.
But they ain't gonna learn because they have all the resources. They don't
Yeah.
have to. They just outsource to China or somewhere else who will put up with that.
Yeah. I don't understand, man. I don't know. Because it's so easy to work from home or find another job or find like something you actually enjoy doing. And it took this for people to understand that. And now that they understand that, nobody's going back to work.
Yeah. I feel like ever since the pandemic, there's probably been an uptick in like OnlyFans and like Chatterbait and oh, can I say those? Can I say Chatterbait on here?
I don't know.
Damn it, I don't curse like several bad words already too. So, but I feel like on those like there's been an uptick of basically like mostly women, I'm guessing,
Mm-hmm.
like basically making money from their own bodies kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like most people are kind of like doing what they have to do to make money, basically, because like
Yeah.
don't have a choice.
I mean, they also have a choice.
I guess if the choice is between getting shot in the head or running through flames, you got always have a choice.
Oh man. Hopefully things change for the better. Um, they were trying to raise minimum wage finally to something, I guess, decent adjacent, because it's never gonna be enough. And I feel like
Yeah.
there's not enough resources for everybody to actually own a home yet. Because Florida is expanding like crazy. There's
Mm,
like almost 10,000 homes being built right now. Well, slated to be built right now. That's a lot of homes.
yeah, that's true.
That's just one city. Imagine all other cities.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Normally when people argue for capitalism or like against like raising minimum wage,
Mm-hmm.
mostly their number one thing is inflation, which not really true fully
Mm-hmm.
because inflation mostly happens from a government end. If the government is pumping money in, then yes, there will be inflation. But
Mm-hmm.
if private companies are pumping money into their employees, there's not going to be inflation from that. Like that's not how inflation works.
Yeah.
Me getting paid more from my boss is not going to cause prices to go up, right? Um, People might say, well, the company is going to raise the prices because now they have to offset paying you more.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like you are ignoring the fact that this company has grown in value, right? So I guess the counter argument would be they don't actually have to raise their prices. They could
Yeah.
just not grow this 1 year and instead reinvest in their human capital, which is also a thing you can invest in.
So what does inflation look like normally?
Well, so far, on average, it's been 2%, but I feel like now it's like 7% or something like that. Something crazy.
For December it was 7%, so last year's average was 4.7%.
Mm.
And that's like the highest. I see a negative 0.4% in 2009, and that's like the
Was
lowest
that
I've
when Obama
seen.
was in?
Yeah.
We need more black presidents, man. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So on February 10th, we'll know what January looking like. But for last year, from January to December, you have 1.4, 1.7, 2.6, 4.2, 5.0, 5.4, 5.4, 5.3, 5.4, 6.2, 6.8, 7.0. It's only going up.
It's only going up for now.
Yeah.
I think once the feds raise the interest rates again
Mm-hmm.
and everything, it gonna start going back down
Mm,
because people gonna stop borrowing money and stuff like that.
yeah. Interest is a big killer. You gotta watch out for.
Yeah. Uh, I forgot what I was talking about before. Damn. But anyway, what else do we want to do for the new year? I think in terms of the podcast, maybe we should just try implementing some of these things like the game shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I would say this though, I don't quite know how we would do a game show on here.
It wouldn't be live. It would just be something that we upload. Remember
Oh,
we had the plan to have a day of just doing content, but life is like how about that?
yeah, that's true. Because
But it
technically, we're supposed to do like every week we do something.
Mhm.
The 1 week we'll do a live podcast. The next week we will do a offline thing
And then upload it whenever.
to upload it. But then I was supposed to be helping you with editing and stuff too,
Hmm.
and I haven't been doing that. So I would say like between editing just for this podcast, I don't know how much time it takes, but that would basically just be putting more on your plate, unless I actually start editing too.
Well, the editing right now is just rudimentary. Is the right word? It's just cutting into the different segments and that's it. It's not like we inputting anything or like making cuts of our faces or anything like that. So
Mm,
it'll be easy ish. Just record us doing the games and whatnot. So we could technically just plan to do something every week. Talk to our wives and see what they say. Cause my wife is down for the most part, as long as she knows.
okay, I'll tell Diana. I don't have to let her know like every week I go, and it doesn't have to even be on Sunday. We could even do it like Saturday or Friday. Well, not Friday, but like
Saturday.
Sunday is when we stream live.
Hmm.
But every other time we do the other thing, we could do it any day in the weekend, pretty much.
Hmm.
Because I remember we were actually doing something like that where you would live stream us playing a game together.
Yeah.
But games are boring to wanted.
Literally. All sleeping while playing.
Dude, let me tell y'all, especially y'all audience only, man, we were playing this game, right? Called Torchlight 2. This guy and I running through the dungeon, killing stuff, and I see him like killing the boss. I'm like, okay, this what? Damn, carrying my butt. Next thing you know, I like moving on to the next section. He's still in the same spot. So I'm like, bro, I'm dying. He's like, oh shit, I just woke up. I was like, what? He was playing the whole time asleep. How?
It's just click. It's just point and click. I have to think about it.
I mean, I will admit, sometimes during the boss fight, I was a little confused why you were standing so close when I'm supposed to be the tank. But
Oh man.
but he was still doing damage, so I was like, it's all good.
Crazy.
Damn.
Man. All right. Well, coming up on 2 hours right now. It's a good podcast. Good little recap slash thinking forward.
Yeah. Oh, any favorite memories from this year?
Oh yeah,
This
podcast
podcasting
wise.
year?
Every episode basically. Mostly the one with
Yeah.
guests.
Yeah, I love all our guest podcasts. Those are my favorite.
I'm still kind of upset about the last episodes, because they were good.
Me too. The one with our friend
Yeah.
Afia, that was one of the best. I kind of sad that we lost it. We might have to have her back on again.
Yeah.
And next time you in town, we have to go visit her because I told her that you were in town and we just didn't think to go by her.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "Oh man, Yasha, come see me." I was like, "Dang." Yeah.
Well, I can make that happen again, man. Not right now though. I gotta go. I might go back home this year.
Okay. Also, too, like COVID.
Yeah, I know.
And next time you come again, I don't care if COVID here or not. I don't care if it's Omicron, Trevon. I don't care what variant it is. I am going clubbing again.
Yeah,
Well, I might not because I'm
Yeah.
paranoid, but
Yeah.
I want to.
Any specific memories you have? Specific memories of good times?
Definitely, you coming to visit was a highlight because the surprise was good, even though y'all nearly botched it.
Almost.
The going out was good. Yeah, it was a good trip. I kind of felt like I wish we did more, or like we didn't do some parts of it, but overall, it was good. And I kind of feel like it makes me feel like I want to come down to Florida to see you guys. So that's the next thing too, like a next trip that I want to plan. Other things is I don't know. I started the process of buying a house. I think that was really good too. Like I like the process has been not that hard, or not. I shouldn't say hard. The process hasn't been as stressful as I thought it would have been.
Yeah.
So far.
I feel like I'm learning a lot throughout the process.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something I want to do as well, which is like learn as much as I can about different areas of my life and life in general. So investing, buying homes and property, things like that. Just learn as much as I can. So I can pass it on to you, friends, and then to family as well.
Yeah. That's funny.
Go ahead, sleeping and being successful. And
I gotta learn that for when I play MOBAs.
I want to apologize to the audience for my very comfortable shirt. I don't like shirts that have like a big ass collar. Like, it's so comfortable.
I hate that too.
Yeah, so I've been fidgeting to hold. Yeah, no, I like V-neck. But this is supposed to be like it's just too comfortable right now. I feel. I'll be like this.
Oh, you don't want to show your collar, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like showing my collarbones, even though I have some very nice looking collarbones.
Look at what I'm blinding you right now.
Golly!
I told you I have different colors all over the place.
Staring into the sun. This man just showed his partially of his chest, and I don't know if he have like a farmer's tan or something going on over there, but it was like his ring light was reflecting off of it. I could literally see the circle of the ring light reflecting off of his skin. That's crazy.
I don't even have a ring light. You wild. All right, guys. This has been Rabbit Hole Roundtable Talks. Mino, close us out if you can. Let's try something new.
All right, well, let's try something new. Happy New Year to ya. Happy New Year to ya. Like and subscribe.
Hmm.
Happy New Year to ya. Hit that naughty bell.
Okay, okay. I gotta edit that for sure. To put some
Hey,
beats on that now. But for
hey.
real though, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all audio platforms, give us 5 stars on Uber and on Apple. Um, yeah, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Hopefully we have a guest lined up. If not, we'll just do what we do.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace.